everyone, it's Eric with His&Hers HHQ. I'm coming to you with an update on the Pride of Your Country buddy build between myself and Mark over at BlueStreekCustoms. I will link his channel in the description. If you are not subscribed, head on over and check him out. He's got a lot of great videos. He puts out quite a bit of really great information. He's doing a fleet of vehicles representing his channel. And of course, he's doing this buddy build with me. Pride of Your Country. Of course, you know, he's Canadian, so he only needs to go red and white. Because I'm American, I gotta go red, white, and blue. But yes, go ahead, check him out. Give him a sub, and you can follow us follow both of us along as we work on these builds. So yeah, I've got quite a few things going on here. First off, I wanted to cover initially when I put this out, I wanted to cover something for me, what it was to be an American. And it came along with an acronym that I picked up in the Army called Leadership. L.D.R.S.H.I.P. Well, we've already covered the L.D.R. Now we're actually going to cover the S. So, what is S in leadership? S is Selfless Service. It's pretty self-explanatory. No matter where you are, no matter your walk in life, no matter your political persuasion or anything like that, there's selfless service. And it's really just one of those things. It's selfless service to your family, to your community, to your country, to your God. In other words, you understand that there is more to life than just you, what's in your little bubble. The world is a big place. It is, in general, as someone who has traveled and has seen a lot, there is things in this world that would definitely like to squash you down. Anywhere from or from corporations to governments, you name it, they, you are insignificant. So in this case, or in this manner, selfless service is understanding that and knowing that, well, as a matter of fact, the great president, John F. Kennedy, said it best when he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." So it's be it something stepping up and becoming law enforcement, or a firefighter, nurse, doctor. I'm not going to say lawyer because all of those little leeches. Or serving your country, raising your right hand and swearing to defend the Constitution against all enemies. There is always something more than you. I mean, I'm not saying, that life is meaningless, you can always do more for your family. You can always do more for your community. You can always do something more for your country. And that's the crux of selfless service, is knowing that you are literally a grain of sand in an hourglass. At some point, it'll be your turn to go through the little narrow opening. But until then, your job is to be a part of everything. Do more for everything. That's what selfless service is. And, you know, I was a firefighter. Obviously, I served in uniform. If I had it all to do over again, I would do it all again, because I know that I am important to my family. But overall, you know, there's always more than me. I have my own little bubble. I have what's me, you know, the YouTube, the TikTok, the models. But that's just me, you know. There's always something more. If I can get a positive message or influence others to maybe take up the hobby, or to, you know, teach new tricks, or, you know, show that I can screw up and accept my fault head on and try to correct it. Something, if I can put it out there, then I've done more than what is me. Selfless service. I've put it out there for others. And again, I'm nobody special. You know, to my family, I know I am. To a lot of the people I know I'm special, but I know I'm not special because there's always more. There's more I could do. And that's the point. So, on with the build. I'm brush painting on the red. I'm going with white interior. I'm brush painting on the red, and I'm doing it in multiple thin coats. So, but honestly, I think this here is going to turn out really nice. It's actually this really, really cool red here. And I've got it sealed up so it stays fluid and it doesn't dry out. It'll keep for several days, just like this, in one of these little cheap pots. But I'm going to get my interior done, finished up and assembled. Although, even though this here is an acrylic, I'm going to go, I have an enamel that I'm going to use on the inside of the Ford symbol. So the interior is pretty well ready. I think I'm going to keep the black floorboard. I mean, I may take the timeout mask off the bottom portion here and paint this something different, you know, maybe a gray. But I kind of like the contrast there. It's pretty neat. Overall, the interior's looking great. Now, I've got the engine aside here. I've got quite a bit of stuff done with it, but I still have quite a bit more to go. However, I am, except for wiring, because I haven't gotten to it, I am done with the bed. I I think I'm actually pretty impressed with the way it turned out. I kind of like this. I'm going to touch up the brake lights. I'm going to get some white in here to, signify backup lights. Yeah, I actually like the way this turned out. I don't know if I could do it again, but yeah, I like the way it turned out. So I'm going to wire it up and get it situated. And since that's done, I've been spending some time working on the grill, the smoker here. I'm going to do little flappers here, create little flappers. I got to do handles. Now, I just did the spot here just to signify the hinge. I didn't want to actually try to hollow this out because it was a bear getting this together anyway. So I put the lid on, and I'm going to put something to represent the handle on it. And it took a little bit of finesse, but this is going to be the hinge point here. It's not going to be perfect, obviously, but I will get it attached so it stays attached to the top. I mean, I would prefer to have it hinged somewhere here, but I couldn't get it to go the way I wanted to. So it's going to hinge upwards like that. Again, this here is just a smoker. It's the 55-gallon drum smoker. My grate fits nice and snug up in there the way it's supposed to. And yeah, that goes together real nice. And again, it'll be hinged so it'll come up. I think what I have to do is I'm going to cut down this wire just a little bit more, and that way I can keep it where I want it, at least as close to there as possible. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah. Anyway, so I spent some time, I hollowed out, it's not completely hollow, but it's hollowed out there and mostly hollowed out in there. And yeah, now I've got to make the legs work. Not sure how I'm going to do that. Oh, and I should put a cross vent here. Put a little flapper. But otherwise, this thing is pretty well ready for some burgers and hot dogs and some chicken and maybe some ribs. You know, America. And it will fit nice and neat on the bed once I have the legs. Yeah, I'm liking the way that's going. Again, I'm not showing the cab because I've already got some color on it, and I want to save that as a surprise for the final reveal, what I did with it. So I've definitely got some red, white, and blue going, but we're saving the cab part for a final reveal. The rest of this will be all the scratch building, the final assemblies of the interior of the cab, and the final assembly of the chassis and everything like that. Once everything is all together and situated, it should be ready for the final reveal. So that's where we're at. This is the Pride of Your Country buddy build between myself and Marc at BlueStreekCustoms. Again, if you are not, head on over to BlueStreekCustoms, give them a sub, and follow along. tell them I sent you. And while you're at it, you know, you could take a moment and sub to me. It is free. But yeah, so that's where we're at. This here is being, well, it's actually been a really fun build thus far, and I would say I'm actually 3 videos away from completion, so we're almost there. Yeah, that's it. Check my notes. I'm Eric with His&Hers HHQ. If you haven't yet, head on over to Facebook and follow us at His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. Take a moment, like, subscribe, share the content, share the love of scale model building. It's definitely a medium that is only limited by your imagination. You can always do whatever you want and build it your way. So yes, share the love. And as always, take a moment, comment below. It may be 5 minutes, it may be 5 days, but I do try to be as interactive as possible. It does take a couple of days sometimes, and I do apologize. But yeah, I do try to be as interactive as possible. This here is a phenomenal community. I love the comments, the feedback. Speaking of the community, as soon as we have the printer issue figured out, my new cards are ready for print. We were supposed to have them out so I could show them to you in this video, but the daggum printer kept cutting off the end of it. So I do have them, and as soon as we have the print issue figured out, we will get those printed out. I know a couple of people have already requested. I got a couple of emails, and yes, Marc at BlueStreekCustoms, yours will be in the mail here shortly. We are nearing 500 subs. We hit that 500 sub mark. I'm going to break out all those, well, what we call P.O.Y.Cs, or what we called P.O.Y.Cs. And it's not much, but it'll be a giveaway. It was basically cardboard coins we used in Iraq. So yeah, they're pretty well worthless now, especially since both wars are ended. But I had a great big batch of them still left over, and I want to share them with all of you. They have a history, they have a story. So yes, shop cards, we hit that 500 sub mark, and we will have the giveaway. Again, I thank you all. This is a phenomenal community, and I'm absolutely honored to be a part of it. Thank you. Old subscribers, new, thank you. I'm Eric. Have a good day.